When I went to that sale, must have been a couple of weeks ago, one of the things I had picked up was this Naugatuck lamp. Okay, I was not familiar with these at all, but I started using this thing. You know, I thought at first that I would have to get a wick, but I was mistaken. I did buy a wick, but the wick is perfectly fine in this one. They're interesting that they're a round wick, so it's a whole different design. It's kind of like an Aladdin, but without dealing with a mantle. This thing is just a flame spreader, but I was impressed with that. It works really well because you've got a lot of wick surface there, like 4 times of what a regular flat wick would be. So it gives a lot more light. Burns very cleanly. Of course, you know, 4 times wick size, you're going to have more kerosene consumption, but still not to the level that an Aladdin does. But I did get a new wick, and this is the type of wick that they are. You know, it goes down in there. It's an interesting design. Well, I like this one so much that I looked on eBay and I found another one. Now we'll see what this just came in the mail today. We'll see what kind of condition it's in. Very similar to that one, but I think it's let's see, the name is a magnet, but it is otherwise very similar. But I think it's all brass, or if it had a silver, you know, because this is a brass with a nickel plate, and this one, well, there might have one time have been a nickel plate on it. It's all polished off. But I see the wick was missing on this one, and since I had bought a wick already, you know, I figured, oh, okay, I'm in good shape. Well, there's a wick in there, but it appears to be stuck. But see, the thing about these, oh no, there's no wick. They're hollow all the way down. They're called a central draft type because what it does, instead of on a regular one, you know, it's got to suck the air in from around here, you know, to get oxygen in to burn. These have got vents all the way around the bottom, and that's where they pull their air in from the bottom. So they do burn very cleanly. Yeah, this has just got remnants of an old wick hanging in there. But stick this one together and I'll have another Naugatuck. But this one, yeah, see, my other one doesn't say anything on. This one says magnet, though there be nothing magnetic about this. Otherwise, I'm sure it's the same thing. You know, brass with a... But I think this one, you know, I can see bits of plate down here. So it might have been that this one was nickel plated and somebody eventually polished all the nickel off it. But it is brass underneath that. But, like I say, I was impressed with this design. You know, and it's, well, patent late 1800s, 1890 and 1893. But really impressive light. And the chimney is a 2 5/8, which is a pretty standard deal, and I actually have more of them. So I am in good shape for light. But I'll probably order a couple more of these just to have them on hand, because like I said, I'll probably be using these all the time. I'm really impressed with the ease of use. You know, they're easy to get going, they're easy to put out. easy to get going because that wick is so exposed. You know, if you turn it up, just hit it with a match, boom, you get light right away. And to put them out, you crank it down, and it's just barely a glimmer, and just blowing the chimney, she's out. But, like I said, I've been burning this for at least a week, and the chimney's just clean, which is a good sign. So, if you, this one I paid, what, $5 or $6 for? But it didn't have the chimney. This one, of course, didn't have the chimney either. And this one I think I paid like 18 for. Or it was under 20 anyway. But yeah, when I look at that, it really looks like it was all plated at one time. But that's all right. It's a fine pair. This one actually looks a little bigger. I think a little bigger capacity. And like I say, these are the Naugatuck is the brand, but this there was a company that made like 4 or 5 different brands of the same central draft design that all use the same wick, all use the same chimneys. They just were under different names, but I kind of like these. That's a catchy name. But if you're in a position like I am, where you count on kerosene for light, my God, that's a good source of light. A lot more light than what the flat wick type gives off. It isn't as much as an Aladdin, but it isn't as finicky or as inexpensive as Aladdin is. Because, Aladdin, the wicks and the mantles, they're fragile, and the chimneys are fragile. So I think I would prefer, and plus if you turn your back on Aladdin, they can get out of hand and sort everything up. They're touchy more than what these are. These are really nice, stable, steady light. No noise. I'm very impressed with these.